All right, so people on YouTube, people on stream are going to be back for game number 2 here very shortly. There we go. Looks like they're going to be making the game. Next game is going to be on Jade. None other than Jade, the awesome map it is. Now, I really wouldn't say either of these maps have really been favored toward either race. I think Zurich got a good spawn against Protoss, but nothing impossible that John Hoon really couldn't handle last game. That being said, we're going to go on to game number 2 here momentarily, so that's going to be fun. And all right, it looks like game's going to be starting right now, which means we need to do our intro music, which I forgot to do last game. Let me just start that up. Awesome stuff right here, and that's really loud. I apologize for the really loud beginning of that track. But anyway, it is the intro song. So spawning on the top left as the red Protoss, it will be John Hoon. And then spawning on the top right on Jade, it will be ZDY or Ziddy. I prefer to call him Ziddy in my cast. It's much easier to say and articulate, but nonetheless, call him what you will. He is Ziddy, and he's a high-level player. Both players are very high-level. And again, that far off third base for not for John Hoon, Ziddy is actually going to be a lot easier for him to defend in terms of rush distance from John Hoon. So we'll see if he's going to take that base. Will he expand to his opponent? I doubt it, but it could definitely happen. So looks like a Forge FE though, nonetheless. Anyway, so. Gotta tinker some audio levels here. Now, I want to know if the chat has any opinion. Do you guys have any opinion on who's going to take the series? My assumption's going to be John Hoon. Now, I'm going to be a little bit biased, but I just thought, you know, he's really awesome. Now, again, it looks like an overpool's going down. Ziddy's classic opener. He never really varied from it at all. So, no. Also, to note, my casting is, and apparently no one answered my question, which I'm a little disappointed by. But people that prefer to, and that's not a tight wall, by the way. I'm just letting you know that right now. That is not a link-proof wall. And this game might end very quickly. If we have the potential for a lot of speedlings, lings, or whatever caliber, because Ziddy does do an overpool, so he does get out his lings a little faster than most times. So, anyway, nice hatchery blocking by John Hoon, but it will pretty much go down. Ziddy is pretty good at getting hatcheries down. So I'll see if Ziddy is going to actually take a far off third base, or does he just opt to go just 2-base all-in or something like that. I mean, he did do an all-in last game, which is uncharacteristic up to this point. Now, of course, I've only seen really Ziddy in action that one game in Gambit Cup that he lost, which isn't, you know, the best. I think he was playing a Terran anyway. Yeah, he was playing a Terran, so I don't know his ZVT. I know his ZVP, but it was just uncharacteristic for him to go all in, because normally he plays a macro game. Maybe he realizes John Hoon's a superior opponent in that, but it looks like John Hoon's going to go Cannon. Okay, so he went Cannon Nexus Gate, but again, that is not a tight wall in any way. I mean, not even the Forge and Gate are tight. So, just saying, that is a very ling-proof wall. It is not a very ling-proof wall, is what I meant to say. That aside, what else to talk about? Like I said earlier, I went into Boston. I had some really fantastic steaks. I went on a boat today for the second time in my life. Second time I've ever been on a boat. It's pretty awesome. And John is going to get Scouting Probe in there a little earlier, so it's not really going to identify much tech. I mean, it was even faster than Lair tech was done, so I'm not really sure if that Scouting Probe really accomplished that much, other than the fact that it may verify that there is a far off third base that has been going down at the natural of the bottom right-hand main base. And I'll just be interested how John Hoon reacts to ZD at all. I'm not sure if ZDY is just going to do the same thing again, you know, do a 3-hatch Hydra all-in, Hydra bust of that matter, but we'll have to find out. Man, I gotta love the Zerg soundtrack. I am very, very happy. And the probe is going to get knocked out by John Hoon. So John Hoon really doesn't have a lot of scouting information at all, which ZD has done a very, very spectacular job of doing at both games, which is partly... No, I mean, first game, obviously speaking, that the probe didn't get in there, or didn't die, but it did get delayed, which pretty much bought ZD enough time for him to gather up enough Hydralisks and push. Now, I'm seeing a lot of Lings coming out to the front door of John Hoon. He only has a cannon and 2 zealots, but he doesn't realize that the Nexus, the Forge, or okay. This is looking bad. Of course, it doesn't like to render right here, but as you just saw foresee in the future, that there's a lot of Lings coming in. There's speed Lings. They're just gonna go right for the cannon. They're just gonna kill it. They're gonna run in the main base possibly, or no, they're just gonna go for the zealots, which is a little silly. And I don't really know what ZD's really doing. I'm surprised he didn't go in the main base, as zealots are slow without speed, at least. So, well, he will get in the main base, though. It will verify tech, of course, so he's going to see, you know, Stargate, the normal stuff. There's a lot of Lings coming in, though, so I'm not really... is he just going to go all Ling all in at this point, or will he just eventually just try to tech switch out? Now, to note, John Hoon has lost a couple of probes, but it looks like the Lings in the main base have been dealt with. Probes of the natural are not mining, which is important, but also to note, though, I don't really think ZDY is really, or ZD rather, is really at all just droning after this. I mean, I'm just seeing a lot of rallied Zerglings right here, and I don't think, I think the timing has gone by right here. This is something as me as a player I can never fully identify when you're trying to, like, Ling all in someone. It's like, when do you know when to stop? Because normally, which might, you know, backfire onto ZDY right here is that, or ZD rather. Man, I watched that series and now I get ZDY stuck in my head, but ZD is holding. I mean, ZD is trying to push more Lings. I'm confusing everyone. ZD's continuing to try to pressure right here. It's not doing anything against John Hoon. John Hoon's holding it, and ultimately they just spiral into a bad mid game for ZD right here, and then eventually might just die. But I mean, it's just something that has always happened to me. Now I'm obviously an inferior player, but it looks like even John Hoon's gonna just make a fully tight wall by hold positioning. There's Zealots, very, very smart move right there. And hi Pebble, if you're still here. Apparently said hi and goodbye. And there's a good amount of Zealots right here. These Lings aren't gonna do anything. There's far too many Zealots right there. They don't have +1. So we might have +1 Corsair coming out, which, I mean, unless the Forge is spinning, which I didn't really quite pay super close attention to, as the pixelation of the VOD is so fantastically horrible that, you know, I don't even really know. But that being said, I will try to verify with everything I can see on the screen right now. We're going to have another Ling bust happening over here. Again, only 1 cannon, which is surprising. And John Hoon's just caught out of position once more. The Zealots are going to, you know, hightail it back to their base, and then hopefully he's not going to lose all of his probes. He's trying to do the best that he can, like drill away or just mineral patch, mineral pop. And okay, base trade, much. I'm the only thing I'm just saying is, like, that was a wrong mistake by John Hoon, in my opinion. Why would he go? Why would he tech the natural? It's going to be reinforced. I will say, though, one thing that John Hoon has done splendidly this series, is his probe micro. It's like, probe micro, yes. Awesome stuff, awesome sauce. Scourge are coming out now, so Corsair will be dealt with in... ZD's pretty good at killing off Corsair. I will you know, testify against that. He has pretty good stuff. And Mutalisk is coming out. Now, this is more of a traditional ZD build. ZD will normally go Ling Muta in this matchup. Oh, Ling Muta Scourge, but We'll see if John Hoon can really deal with the Scourge. That is a lot of Scourge right there, and there's really no cannons to really dodge them. If you're new to Brood War or something, a good tactic a lot of the time to Scourge dodge is that when they're coming for your Corsair because they're slightly faster, you want to hightail it out of there because eventually they'll catch up to you. A good tactic is to put cannons in your base, and then when the Scourge are following the Corsair, they just die from like 2 shots from the cannon, which is really nice. But okay, the Scourge are gonna connect. It's tough. It's honestly tough for John Hoon right now. John Hoon's lost his natural. He has Robotech again, but I mean, it doesn't kill off Metalisk. The hard counter he had to Metalisk is now dead because of a couple, like 4 Scourge came out. He doesn't have 5. He doesn't have 5 Corsair, which is pretty much the number that you really want to have. But because John Hoon's been so preoccupied with this game, he's just falling apart. And we might have a ZVZ finals. Like, how crazy is that? That's going to be interesting cast. And that's going to be anyone's game. I'm still going to go for Funkza if oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. No, I'm mixing up everything. This is the consolation match. This is for 3rd place. So it's not even that super important, but moderately important, of course. Now, that Goon is just going to get sniped. There's no AA for John Hoon. His best bet is to GG at this point. He's taken too much damage. Well, we do have Zealots in the natural that they have kind of found this like sweet spot for the from the 5th minnow patch in Southbound. That whole minnow patch is not mining for quite some time. So the Zealots have been doing a good, decent job. I'm just normally Zergs will have a difficult time coming back from such a Ling heavy composition so early on. But because of the fact that he stalled for enough time, he got in there, he stalled John Hoon, he kind of messed up John Hoon's build order, all the tech is gone, his natural's not mining. It's kind of left both players in a peculiar position. I think definitely, Ziddy's in a much better position at this point, just because, I mean, he has the 3rd base operational. He's getting a lot of Metalisk out. If you're looking at the saturation of the natural, I'm sure the 3rd is, similar. I mean, the saturation on the natural is absolutely insane. I mean, Zerg's, what are we, like 12 minutes in this game? Possibly, like 10, 11 minutes in the game, because I saw the 10-minute marker beforehand. I mean, it's fairly early on, and Zergs don't tend to have that much saturation. Because normally they're preoccupied taking a 4th base right here, but there's a GG by John Hoon, GG by the caster, GG by Ziddy. And that will conclude game number 2, guys. So Ziddy's looking at a pretty dominant position right here. And John Hoon, I'd say in the round of 8, he was dominating Ziddy, I believe. No, he didn't. He didn't play Ziddy. He played, Reinforce? No. He dominated some Zerg. And I'm honestly a little, I don't quite understand what's going on. But anyway, guys, people on YouTube, thanks for watching.